everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm so glad you're here today. Today I want to talk about some tips that I use to get back on track. As I mentioned in a previous video, I am kind of struggling to get back on track. And you know, it happens. I wish it didn't, but it does. And my struggle right now, my biggest struggle, is after dinner. I seem to be kind of reaching for things that aren't so healthy after dinner. So that kind of tells me I'm not having enough for dinner, which I have to work on to make my dinners a little more substantial. But also I have some tips to get back on track, tips to use to maybe combat that after dinner snacking if that's your issue. So I hope you keep watching, subscribe to my channel, hit the bell notification so you can see when I upload, and give me a thumbs up. Thanks so much. The first tip I'm going to say that works for me the best and most often is to give myself a challenge. Usually it's an exercise challenge or a workout challenge. So for instance, Leslie Sansone, which I know I've mentioned before that I really enjoy those videos, they're basically walking inside your house. And it's a great workout, and she's got things like 30-day challenges, 6-week challenges, and all the videos you can get on YouTube. You don't even have to pay for it. So that helps a lot because I think when you move often, it kind of naturally helps you sort of get your eating under control. And not to say you're going to be perfect, but I think it definitely helps. So that's my first tip. Even if it's just something simple like you do planks every day for 2 minutes, or you do so many sit-ups a day or so many sit-ups in a week. I think it's just helpful to set a goal like that. And I think naturally, most often, our food choices sort of get a little healthier based on that. I think the mentality is, for me, well, I've done all this work. Why am I going to eat, overeat? I'll say that. Because on Weight Watchers, of course, you can have pretty much anything. My second tip is to take baby steps. For instance, recently, as I've mentioned in my last video, I'm really still struggling. It seems to be my new struggle is after dinner, which tells me I'm probably not eating enough for dinner and I want something afterwards. So that's been a little bit of a struggle. So my second tip would be, like I said, to take baby steps. For instance, start saying you're going to drink 2 cups of water a day. That's been a help for me. I now take my water jug, which I believe is probably 16 ounces. I put ice in it, I bring it to work so I can sip on it all day. And I always have at least 2 more cups or 4 more, so one of those jugs, when I get home for sure. So that's helpful. It's just a little tiny change. You can say to start out with, not that you're going to do it every day, that you're going to do it 3 times a week. I think that's very helpful. It's just a small baby change that might make you feel a little more in control, even if you change nothing else. My third tip would be to combat that after dinner snacking, would be to do something ahead of time, to make a snack up so it's ready if you're hungry. A healthy snack, of course. For instance, you can measure out 2 tablespoons of peanut butter, which is 6 points on WW Blue. And then you can have an apple out on your counter with the slicer or a knife on a plate ready to go. So if that's what you want as a snack, hopefully you'll reach for that instead of a piece of chocolate or, of course, if you want the chocolate and you have the points, it'll work. But instead of kind of mindlessly eating, I think that's what I'm trying to say, because 6 points is a lot for a snack. But sometimes I am left over with that amount. I also have another little, I guess it might be strange to some people, this snack, but I take the non-fat plain Greek yogurt. It's 0 on Blue. I add just a little drizzle of sugar-free maple syrup, and that's 0. And I just mix that together, put it in the fridge, take it out when I'm ready to have it, and I put 1 tablespoon of chopped walnuts. It sounds so strange, but it's absolutely delicious. It's kind of a mousse pudding-ish kind of thing, and if you like those flavors, I think you'll love that, so give that a try. Of course, you can put more walnuts depending on how many points you have left, or you can put a different nut. I think just walnuts kind of go with the maple flavor. So that's another tip. You can pretty much do any snack ahead of time. I like to sometimes have those little pudding cups that I believe are 2 points, the sugar-free pudding cups, just to have it so I can grab for that instead of something else. So I hope you give that a try too. I think it really makes a difference. I would love to hear your comments below about tips that you might have, things you might have heard on the video that you might give a try. I would love to hear that. I love to hear any input that you might have about my videos. I also hope that you check out my Instagram. It's Cindy's_success. And sometimes I post kind of fun pictures. I show some of my recipes that I cook, some pretty pictures. So I hope you give that a look at. Again, comment. I would love to hear your ideas on Instagram, here on this video. I would love that. And just as a side note, I did lose 1.5 pounds this week, and I did implement, like I had said, a couple of these tips. So I feel really good about that. 1.5 pounds at this point in the game is pretty good. So I'm hoping to implement even more tips. I'm definitely going to give myself a 30-day or a 6-week challenge from Leslie. And I'll let you know about that. I'll let you know what I choose to do, and I'll try to link some information down below. I have a little bit of a hard time doing that, and I apologize. So I'm going to try my best to do that. So if you liked what you saw today, I hope that you subscribe, hit the bell notification if you want to get more tips. And next week, I'm going to have another cook with me. I love doing those videos. I hope you guys love seeing them. I keep my cooking during the week, as I had mentioned, pretty simple. So next week's video is going to be a 0-point vegetable soup recipe. That's kind of my own recipe. I've tweaked some other people's recipe to create my own, and it's 0 points on WW. But even my husband likes it, and he does like vegetables, but he's a total meat eater. But he likes it. It's just a hearty, hearty soup. And certainly once you see my recipe, you can tweak it in any way you want. If there's vegetables in it that you don't like, or some flavorings that you want to add, this is just my recipe that my family loves. And I do like to freeze this. I buy the 2-quart containers with the twist top on it, and I freeze them, and it's so easy just to grab that, bring it to work with me. I have a little ceramic soup bowl with a top on it that I pour my soup in from the container, heat it up in the microwave, and it's perfect. And with that, sometimes I will pair some Triscuits with it, or some other kinds of crackers, and it doesn't weigh you down during the day. You can have that for lunch at work, and you're good to go. You got some energy. So I hope you liked this video. Please give me a thumbs up, like, subscribe if you can, if you enjoyed it, and I hope to see you next week for a cook with me. Have a great day.